Camille voted blue on my dress poll, and 12 minutes later, Jonah texted me the exact same thing.
Do not start with Camille. Start with why Jonah was not supposed to know.
Fine. Jonah was driving. Or he said he was driving. I was standing in my bathroom at 6:12, half-dressed, trying not to care too much about meeting his friends for the first time.
This was not a random dinner.
No, this was the dinner. His college friends, his roommate from Austin, the couple who still call Camille his almost wife as a joke. I had 2 dresses on the bed, black slip dress, blue satin dress. So I posted a story poll, black or blue?
And Jonah had not viewed the story.
Right. I checked because I am embarrassing, but I checked. He was not there. A few friends voted. My cousin voted black. Then at 6:19, Camille voted blue.
A poll vote is visible to the story owner. That part is real. But a vote alone does not mean she wants him back.
I know. That is what Tess said too. She said, "Nora, people tap things. People are nosy. Do not build a trial out of one blue dot." So I put my phone down.
Then the second signal arrived.
At 6:31, Jonah texted, "Wear the blue one. Trust me."
Same choice. 12 minutes after Camille voted.
Same choice. Same exact phrasing Camille used once on an old photo, apparently. "Blue looks better on you." I did not know that yet. I just knew Jonah still had not appeared in the viewer list.
There are normal explanations. Maybe he saw the notification preview. Maybe he guessed. Maybe blue was obvious.
That is what I tried to tell myself. Then 6:44 happened. Camille changed her Instagram note to, "Blue looks better when he notices."
Deniable. Annoying. Very specifically timed.
Exactly. If it was just the poll, I could let it go. If it was just Jonah's text, I could pretend he had a boyfriend instinct. If it was just the note, I could say she was being weird on her own. But all 3 sat in the same 32-minute window.
This is where people usually make the wrong jump. They say, she voted, so she is obsessed. He texted, so he is cheating. The note proves everything.
And it does not.
No, it proves only what was visible. A poll response from Camille, a text from Jonah, a public note from Camille. Timestamps. That is the whole evidence stack.
Tess made me write it down like that. She literally said, "Facts only, because your brain is trying to add a soundtrack."
That is the only useful way to read profile signals. You arrange the visible pieces in time. You do not pretend you can see private viewers. You do not pretend you can read romantic intent. You ask what changed after attention showed up.
The weird part is, once I had the timeline, I got calmer. Not happier, calmer. Because I did not need to accuse him of some giant secret. I needed to ask one small question.
How did you land on Camille's answer while telling me you had not opened Instagram?
I almost changed into black out of spite. Then I looked at both dresses and got mad for a different reason. I was about to let Camille dress me by proxy. So I wore blue.
Bold.
At 7:03, Jonah knocked. He looked at me and said, "Perfect." Not cute. Not, "You look beautiful." Perfect. Then he looked at my phone on the counter like it might say something back.
And you asked him before the dinner.
I asked it as clean as I could. "Did Camille text you about my poll?"
What did he say?
First, no. Then, why would she? Then, she said something dumb. Then finally she sent, "Tell her blue," with a laughing emoji.
There it is.
And the worst part was not that Camille voted. It was not even that she texted him. The worst part was that Jonah let her enter the room before I did.
He made her reaction part of your first impression.
Yes, and when I said that, he tried to make it about me checking times. He said, "You are making this weird." But I was not making it weird. I was noticing that he had made a private hallway between his past and my present.
One poll vote is noise. A matching text is a clue. A public note after both is a pattern worth one direct question.
That is the part I wish I had understood sooner. I did not need to win against Camille. I needed to see whether Jonah would protect the relationship in public when an old, almost relationship tried to tug on it.
Visible signals cannot convict someone. They can show where the conversation needs to happen.
If one thing happens, breathe. If the same person appears, the timing repeats, and your partner starts acting around it, stop building a fantasy and ask the clean question.
What changed after they noticed?